demo, this live workshop, I want you to be able, Lucy's going to be on the stage at eye level from the floor. So if you can sit in one of the chairs up here, or if you can already see back here, that's fine. But I want you to be aware of I want you to be able to observe Lucy, okay? And is it possible to turn the projector off so it doesn't go in her eyeballs? Okay. Right here? Thank you. Lucy. All right. Is everybody going to be able to see? Lucy will be right here with Mom. Okay. Should I give it another minute?
Yeah, it took them forever for us to get.
Oh, okay. Lucy,
There's
here.
a handful coming back.
Lucy, here, honey.
You want the collar taken off too?
No.
No,
Oh yeah, I know. Yesterday she was
yeah.
enthralled. I want to tell you guys, I met with Lucy back there over the break, and when I walked up, I had this long flowing black tunic on, had the sleeves that went over my hands, and Lucy kind of looked at me weird. So that's when I decided I want her to be as comfortable as she possibly can. So I went down to the gift shop and bought another t-shirt.
Oh, your fault, Lucy. You went and bought clothes.
Oh, darn. Oh, look at you. You're so cute. Vicki, I'm going to pass the mic over to you. And I want you to just give us a little background on Lucy, like how you acquired her, what her job is, and a little bit about her doganality. Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Test.
She's quite a ham. Yeah.
Is it on? There. So Lucy is a 3-year-old registered border collie. She's registered with the ABCA. We breed border collies on our farm for work. And y'all are not going to believe this, but nobody wanted her because of her markings. She has too much white, but her mama is actually a blue merle, and her markings are, she carries the blue gene, the blue merle gene. She also carries the blue eye gene. So it's an undesirable to have all white because most of them are deaf and have eye problems, and she does not. So as a 6-month-old pup, we had already decided she would just live her life out with us. We love her. She's awesome. Lucy, here. And so my husband has a heart condition. He has complications from Agent Orange. His veins collapse, and the bottom part of his heart, about 1.25 inches of his heart, is dead. So he has issues with his blood pressure, and he has issues with stop breathing. So she was just 6 months old, and she has what we call a whistle. It's a very irritating high pitch, and she will do that the most annoying until you respond to her. And she did that to me one Sunday morning over and over, and I ignored her, told her to go sit down. She'd already been outside. And the next thing you know, she jumps over my computer that's in my lap, knocks down my coffee. I'm ticked. Go lay down. I'm furious. I go in to fix me another cup of coffee, and she comes behind me. The ability to tell when his blood pressure has dropped too low or too high. She also saved a friend of ours that is a diabetic, and he went into a diabetic coma, and they were at deer camp, and they thought he was just sleeping in. And she was relentless about getting in his cabin And so she's a pretty special dog. And I don't know if y'all noticed, she's not a typical border collie. She's very laid back, and we play with her to give her, she's got to have a break. So to be as quiet as she is, but that's my Lucy. So she's 3 now.
So tell me a little bit about her personality when she's not working. Is she more timid? Is she outgoing? Is she an introvert, extrovert? What would you-
She is very bold
Okay.
when my husband's around. She's bold with me. She can be timid when she's left with the pack.
Okay.
She's low man on the totem pole.
Okay.
She is bossed around by a 13-year-old teacup chihuahua.
Little dog versus bigger dog. Huh?
Mhm.
All right. So I'm going to have you stay up here, Vicky, if you
Okay.
don't mind.
I
So
don't mind at all. Can I turn this off?
Sure. I've got one of these Vibes Up mats. This is the crystal energy mat that has the thousands of tiny crystal pieces in here, along with flower essences, young living essential oils, black tourmaline, copper, and silver. And what this does is help ground and energize, relieve discomfort. So if Lucy will lay on that, we'll put her on that. Okay. So Lucy here. Here, honey. Or you can just put it wherever she feels comfortable, Vicky.
Yeah.
Good girl. So when I'm working with an animal that needs an emotional release, let me just put this a little closer. 2 things are very important. I need to stay calm and grounded, and I need to come from a place of heart harmony. So if I'm not feeling well, if I am a little stressed, then I need to care for myself. And this is very important. Somebody touched on that. It might have been Tom this morning. I'm not sure. But when our energy, the animals pick up and absorb our energy. And if that is not ready, just like some people are just not ready to get the emotions out. It's kind of painful at times. I know I've had an emotional release and bawled my eyes out, right in front of a stranger who was doing it, so it's not always pleasant. But in the end, like I said, when we approach this with our hearts, we're using our heart energy, then we can only help her or any animal that we're working on. So this is more an intuitive, it's not a technical or an analytical kind of thing we're doing. We're doing a spiritual session. All right. So a lot of people say, well, how many drops do I put on and where do I put them? I'm going to let Lucy pretty much be my, she's going to discern what's going to happen. Okay. So the very first oil I'm going to start with is grounding. And Vicky, I'm going to have you, this is noble shungite. Just do this. Or you could go from the neck all the way down to the base of the spine. You want to do that for me, Vicky, since you're back there? And usually 3 times, there's some magic in the number 3. What is she already doing? Yes, she may even fall asleep, which would be really awesome. Okay. So the question is, do I have an opinion on collars and headbands with crystals in them? I think anything we can do to increase the vibrational frequency and as close to the body is fine. Okay. And then amethyst is another crystal that is kind of your Swiss Army knife. It is amazing. I know that Susan and I love amethyst. And amethyst has such great power. It's in the quartz family, and it has what they call a She has a super sense of smell, doesn't she, Vicki?
Yes. Very good.
And I've had some animals that do that. They'll look around, maybe it looks like they're seeing spirits, or they'll just like, what the heck? As these feelings surface, these emotions surface, they're not always knowing how to deal with it. And Lucy's one of these dogs that would not be willing to or able to share her emotions because she's got people to take care of. She's a very giving, yeah, very stoic and very giving. Okay. I'm not going to force it on you, sweetheart. All right. Now I've got TR Care and I also have T Away. So the T Away is in the animal sense line, you know that. So it stands for trauma. And I'm looking at psychological trauma, not physical trauma here. You want this one? No? Well, Mom, you want to see if she'll take it from you?
Touch. Touch. Touch.
Oh,
Touch you.
no. All right. Want to touch me? Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to smell this one? This is TR Care, Trauma Relief Care. She didn't run from me yet. Lucy, can you stay here with Mom? What? You want to see your mama? Yeah. Now, I felt like she really needed this, so I put a couple drops on her. I don't normally do that, but she needs this. It's out of the Freedom Collection, the Sleep Freedom Collection for PTSD in people. Oh, did I say that? I shouldn't have said that.
So that's one of my.
Okay, so your husband has a lot of psychological trauma, and that's what this is for. Okay, we can talk about psychological or spiritual issues with the oils. I just can't really say a specific name. So
It was just initial.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Could have been something. We'll have to make up another acronym for that. Where'd she go? Okay, so did you breed her? Did she come?
Yes.
Okay, so she has no issues for Sarah. So we won't do Sarah. You know what that stands for, guys? Okay. Can you see happier? Well, I mean, she seems very happy right now, but might be more grounded. And if you guys know the acupuncture meridians that you've been taught or know some points, you can also use, I didn't bring it with me, but you can use a point and just gently put that on an acupuncture point with a little essential oil on the tip and treat those specific points. Crystal with a point, yeah. Yeah. See, the crystals have their own innate energy, and they have a crystalline structure which emits some kind of very, very subtle energy, electrical energy. And so even though we may not be able to feel it, the animals are super perceptive to that. Have a crystal the size of this cap, and it could have the same energy as a great big piece of quartz. Now, a lot of rock specialists would not agree with you, or gemstone people would not agree with me, but I've actually doused out the energy and feel the energy myself. And some of those little tiny crystals are very powerful. So it just all depends on the structure. And it's very hard to measure the energy of crystals because each one has their own specific crystalline matrix. And so I learned that through a crystal course I took. It's just very difficult to do that. Okay. It's about the frequency, right?
Crystals online. Like to feel them, how do they feel with me?
Right, I'm the same way. And I, for demo purposes, when I bought the blue lace agate and one of the other, I think the carnelian and the citrine, I went onto that healing crystals.com website because I was told by a crystal specialist that was one of the better companies. But I do. When we went to South Dakota a few weeks ago, I was in every rock shop in South Dakota, I swear. You know, yeah, you put them, you can do, like I said, body dowsing with these. Put the selenite on your heart, close your eyes. So, I mean, I really rocked. And yeah, and that's one way. And a lot of the crystal places, if you can go into a physical rock shop, they're used to people doing that. And people get their pendulums out and they'll douse them out. So that's a great way to do it. Okay. And Lucy is sound asleep. So I say that was a successful.
So maybe I shouldn't have put the baby up there. Comfort.
Yeah, she wanted to play though. She wanted to show off for us. So
She did.
yeah.
Play with comfort, like she'll toting around.
Yeah, so we can bring her baby back. Any other questions before we end the session? Okay, Megan. Thank you.
Are there bad crystals? Do you know?
There are crystals that are fake